generic across the board knowledge, but you've got to go in. Okay, just because मेरो college को नाम जानो certain products, technologies that will help you to move forward in your careers. This year we expect you to innovate. Okay, so not only know, but apply that into a product, some solution, apply that into something that makes sense. We recently saw, if you had gone to Locus, the touchscreen ATM machine developed by some MSPs. Okay, I think by sometime in lunch or sometime you can touch it downstairs. We all like to touch, and a few girls are saying no, you cannot touch me. Okay, so we would like to specialize. We would like to have you specialize. Think about looking at one track. It's impossible to know all of the 22 products and technologies that we heard the names of. Impossible. Application that we have been asked to work with students can be defined. One is to say I am an IT professional. We are looking for 10 IT professionals to work in a bank as an intern, as a paid intern over the next week or so. Okay, so we are soliciting applications now. And so you'll get a real life working on a Windows server with 1400 desktops, and to make sure that the Windows Server, Active Directory, and all of that work. There's also an opportunity to work on some Oracle-based, SQL Server-based database administration. We have another project coming up. So the second track would be to work as a DBA, database administrator. The training would come right across. If you look at some security issues, would come cross-cutting into across. So infrastructure, basically, whether you look at Exchange, whether you look at SharePoint, whether you look at some of the other things, I think can be clubbed together in the IT professional. So we look at two kinds of people in this room. Besides, of course, the gender-wise male, female. I don't know if there's a third gender here. Besides the gender, we look at broadly IT professionals and developers. The database administrators could go either way. So I think for you to start thinking, whether you're selected or not, that is immaterial. Okay, start thinking in terms of looking at what am I going to specialize in. It's not good to say that I'm going to learn everything in the world. You can, it's okay. You can have a generic across the board knowledge, but you've got to go in depth in one. Okay, and when you go when you deep dive into one technology, you've got to choose what you want to do. And that choice is extremely difficult. Because every time you say, okay, I think I will start working on .NET, and you say, wow, oh, SharePoint is interesting. And you start working a little bit of SharePoint, and you say, oh, Intune sounds very good. It really sounds like iTunes, and it must be fun. Intune must be really fun. So you start working with Intune, and then all of a sudden it's an expression. I like to express myself. So expression direction. And so you start jumping from one product to the other, especially if these are wow, that sounds interesting. Let me go towards that. And you say, whoa, phone, everyone is going to have a phone now. Nokia phone, the Windows phone, I need to start looking at how do I start programming on phones. Total population of PCs, less than 10% of Nepal's population have PCs. Now close to 40% have phones. What a big market that is are seeing. So we need to, I think, look at that market to see whatever I produce, can I look at that market? Normally the MSP program is for a year, July to June. From June, you will no longer be an MSP. Okay, after next year, July. So it's a one-year program. Make the best of that year. If you get selected, your time between your boyfriend, girlfriend, between your Facebook, between your Skype, between your link, between your online premise, the whole team in RedOne, it's another team in Singapore that works with you guys. Many times, you might have we try not to give you direct access to them, because someone in Singapore has to handle 37 countries. They cannot handle MSPs from 37 countries. That's why country offices are there. And someone in RedOne has to handle 118 countries. There's no company we have given. Pratibha from your college, I met her for the first time. Shangavan there, she was the MSP. Because that's how we look at people and say, okay, the way a person reacts and all of that, I say, okay, that's someone that takes the brand of Microsoft well. Okay, and then that's how, so we will make sure that for your professional network, we'll give you visiting cards and all of that so that you can present yourself with the brand and then to do it well. And then I even did a course of 1 hour or 2 hours, I forgot the name, of how to, most, केटीले पहिला हात दियो भने फ्लर्ट गर्न थाल्यो भन्ने हो कि हैन यो त धेरै चालु केटी रहेछ भन्ने या हात दिएन भने यो त so how do we handle that? Or if I give my hand first to a girl, does that mean that I'm trying to flirt with her? Okay, so how, because it's a physical contact, how do I handle it? Okay, so it's a हाम्रो culture ma अलि गाह्रो छ. Pakistan, I had a problem. So I was in a software competition, I was the judge, and last month I was asked to give away the prizes, certificates. So the first about 20 students were all males. So I shook hands, congratulations, and look at the name and congratulations, Mohammed, congratulations, Akbar, and all of that. And kept on giving it to everyone. And then a girl comes and I shook her hand, and wow, peace, you don't shake hands with girls. And I think this is one of the best trainings I've handled in my life. मलाई त्यसपछि त्यो दोहोरो गर्नलाई आँटै आयो. With that training, I enjoyed so much. We didn't have a content. We had a book that we made available to everyone. I worked very hard with this. I worked with the US Embassy India. Did anyone attend from this room? No. This is about 2 years ago. And I got a lot of shabashi for that training. So we did. I had someone fly in from US Embassy Delhi for that, and so in general that training was very good. So soft skill training as well, and give you professional networking. We will work on that this year. We will enable MSPs to provide feedback on our products. Web Matrix last year was very good. Okay, this year there's going to be some Windows 8, Windows Phone 7. Okay, so these are going to be key pillars for us. Windows Phone 7.5 is around the corner. Okay, so Windows 7.5, the problem is it's an expensive device. So hopefully we will try to see if we can give you these expensive devices. For me this year, Australia is going to be big. I want to make sure that I take some students to Australia. Our Imagine Cup 2012, July in Australia. Okay, so we're going to need a lot of work. When I was the General Secretary of Computer Association in 97 or 98, I got the money and the sponsorship to take 4 students to Australia. Delhi सम्म गए, passports लिएर visa दिए. Every country has NEPAL को अलगै छ, MSP 2012 को अलगै होला, MSP applicants को अलगै होला. Facebook gets complicated too. Okay, so we need to now, we'll work on a global Facebook presence. We will invite social media MSPs at key Microsoft events. What does that mean? What that means is, suppose Steve Ballmer is giving a talk about the next tablet PC that Microsoft is taking out at CES in Las Vegas, and they want, because the tablet PC is going to go to the now generation, they want some social media people going there, people who know how to blog, people who have good English, people that can do videos, and Microsoft will say, I will take 2 students from Nepal, pay their expenses. Can you choose 2 students? I was very close to sending 2 people to last year, but video बनाउँदाखेरि students ले के बनाइदियो भने Microsoft को technology भित्रमा I was pushing our applicants, so why are you talking about this student who is talking about non-Microsoft products in his video? He has 30 seconds to make a pitch. That त्यसको launch events हरु गर्नलाई MSPs हरुले गर्छ, and for every launch गर्नलाई we selected forefront मा 3-4 जना, Windows 7 मा 3 जना, Office 2007 मा 3 जना. So त्यसरी हामीले सबैले select गर्यौं. त्यसमा 50% of the MSPs did not get a chance. The person who did not get a chance made a big hue and cry. Just because म मधेसको भएर मलाई chance नदिएको, then all issues are wrong. Okay, just because मेरो कलेजको नाम जनकपुर engineering college भएर मलाई permission नदिएको. The whole idea is that wait 2 months, there is another program coming. It's not because you are not good, it's not because I only had so many seats. Okay, so there are going to be lots of these. At the end of the day, what happened? Unfortunately, this student lost out. We didn't lose out. This student lost out because region level thasa nahi. And they also can evaluate. Yes, it did take me one email I had to justify and write, but that was the end of the story. So again, like I said, students it's a volcano that we're treading with. We have to be very careful. The now generation, they don't understand the impact. Okay, so we'll take 10 minutes and then 10 or 15 minutes. So any questions that you have, I'm open for any answers. I think if you could also get Pradeep, please.